from my heart and from my hand. Why don't people understand my intention?
So it's been quite intense for the last few months on the work front. As you can imagine, since January with the virus, we've been busy in the medical industry supporting the hospitals. So I decided to take a week off, recharge the batteries and do a little bit more work on the project. The videos that you're about to see is a collection of videos that we've taken over the last week. So forgive me if the video is a little bit longer than normal, and there are several pieces to it. There's a couple of jobs that we need to get done this week. One is we need to take the engine out of the donor car. We need to look at the sunroof, because it was a British open roof model before, and also hopefully we'll get time to visit the body shop to hope and see if they've actually started painting. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the videos. Stay safe and talk to you soon. Bye bye. Ready?
Yeah. Yeah, no, everything's fine. Yeah, everything's fine. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, you're good.
So that's the engine out of the donor car. Needs degreasing, cleaning, painting. Also need to replace the gearbox. And here's a gentle reminder to anybody that is thinking about restoring one of the injection minis. As you can see, when you take the engine out, the amount of hoses and sensors and cables compared to the earlier minis is a bit of a nightmare. There's a couple of bits and pieces in here that I will reuse. Wiper motor's pretty good condition. Drive shafts looking good condition, just need cleaning and re-greasing. There's a couple of brackets in here as well, where I think, looking at the wiring harness, I'm probably going to try and find a new wiring harness, because this has been butchered by previous owners over the years, and it probably takes longer to try and figure out what's going on there and where those cables actually lead than it is to just replace. So, on with the next stage. Okay, so now the engine's out, it's time to give it a good clean. As you can see, 25 years of grime on this thing. I left it soaking overnight with degreaser sprayed over it, so hopefully a jet wash will clean some of this dirt off, and then we can take the engine apart and start to reassemble it and put new gaskets and a new gearbox on. So, messy jet wash sequence coming right up. Okay, first jet wash and degrease are done. Now we can start to see what we're working with. Some areas that grease is not moving, so we're going to probably have to use the steam gun as well to get it clean. But yeah, progress. So steam cleaned to within an inch of its life. Now we can paint it and start to rebuild the engine. So, cleaned, repainted the torque case, fitted new head gasket. I didn't video that because I think there's more than enough videos on YouTube to show you that. But as you can see, it's coming together quite nicely. I did manage to pick up this aluminium dual core radiator from eBay, and it was half the price of the Fletcher one, and the quality looks on par, so I'm really curious about that. The next job is I'm waiting for a DSN timing cover. I prefer those because they tend to leak less than the original OEM one. And then the last job is, now that the top of the engine's been painted, we need to remove the gearbox. One of the other things I wanted to show you was the torque housing, as this is an automatic gearbox. There are two different types of torque housings for the AP and the AP2 gearbox. The only difference between the two is actually this additional hole on the AP2 gearbox for the pulse sensor, so that it can get its timing right with the ignition system. Other than that, both cases are interchangeable. So if you can't find the one you're looking for, you can actually modify this crankcase if you're using the injection system. Let's see, shall we? So all the welding's done now?
Yeah. Yeah. It was really a pain in the ass. It didn't fit.
It didn't fit?
No, with the roundings and everything. Oh.
Yeah, and that was a heritage panel as well. Wow.
But we solved it. It was a lot of work.
Well, you managed to do the dashboard rail as well, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
The engine room is cleaned and this is cleaned. It was a lot of yeah.
So how long do you think now?
Saturday we're gonna go further with the body.
Yeah.
Everything is, the doors are almost ready.
Perfect.
First we had a lot of clean work.
Oh, the bulkhead looks good, huh?
But now it's nicer to paint the engine.
So we had a couple of options when we first started this project regarding the roof, because it had already been cut for the British open rollback roof. We had three options at the time. One was to fix and repair the original roof. The other one would be to go for a lightweight carbon cap roof. And the third option was the Webasto do actually do a brand new roof that has slightly different fittings and modifications that you need to do to the roof to use a more modern one. But honestly, the price difference between them wasn't that great. I mean, a carbon roof is 700 to 1,000 euros. The Webasto one would have been around about 600 euros, but then another 300 euros to have the roof modified. And actually the cheapest option was to get the original one reworking, recovered, and probably around about 500 euros to get this one running. So we decided to go with the original one, even though this is a pretty substantial unit weight-wise by today's comparisons for these types of things. So we're going to take a look at this and see if we can actually get it working, and then figure out exactly what we need to do regarding the covering. So if we take a look at the pieces for the car, this is the motor to the rear. This is the, I guess you'd call it a fin for the front. We've got the electronic switch and also these spacers. As you can see, this one's slightly curved. This goes on the inside of the roof and basically acts like a washer. So on this one it would go this way around on the front here, and then these two for either side, and then again one for the bike, which would go on here, and then this one that would go across the bike. Now this one, as you can imagine, with a large hole cut out of the headliner, This is just one of the supporting rods that would support the roof liner at the back of the roof. The rest of it is actually trapped on the inside of this edge here, and then you have a rubber gasket that goes off to make it all nice and neat. So the first thing that we need to do is take a look at this motor and figure out if it's working okay. So I've been playing around with this for a couple of hours now, and I'm not able to get the motor to respond, although it's in pretty good condition. I'm not getting any type of electrical signal. The switch seems to be responding, or at least electricity is passing through it, but the motor itself, nothing is happening. So it looks like I'm going to have to go to a specialist and try and figure out what's going on there. Obviously I don't know when it was originally removed from the car, because when we picked the car up it was already out, so maybe it was out for a reason. Probably take the opportunity as well to get a new headline covering, because this has got a hole in it, needs cleaning up, but generally it's in good condition. It's just disappointing that we can't get this motor running. Yeah, absolutely stunning. Yeah, Jaguar certainly got its mojo back in 2013 when they introduced this model. Absolutely beautiful. Although I have to say, I do prefer the coupe over the cabriolet. But you know what? This will do for a bit of fun this weekend. Time to blow off some steam, I think.